Men want to be known by other men as self-disciplined, tenacious, and reliable. But why do so many of us struggle with our self-discipline? You see, a lot of guys are frustrated because no matter how hard they try, they slip right back to where they were, where they started, leaving them feeling lost, aimless, and purposeless. And maybe you have goals and ideas and visions and things that you actually have wanted to accomplish. And when you finally build up enough frustration to get moving on those things, you're right back to square one within a week. But I know that at the end of the day, you just want to feel proud of the man that you see standing in front of the mirror. And that day will actually never come until you learn the right steps and the right tools to build unstoppable self-discipline and the grit that you need to achieve your goals. Now, let's face it, you've probably tried to do this on your own. You've probably tried this before, but where has that left you? So today I'm sharing 7 of the most power-packed rules that men must follow to become the sort of resilient, reliable, and gritty man that never gives up on his goals and on his dreams. And as a Marine Corps officer, I've actually had the privilege of watching and learning from men who've consistently turned ideas and goals into action. And I've spent more than a decade studying what it actually takes to build unstoppable self-discipline. And I know that if you start implementing these easy to follow but power-packed rules, you will be on your way to developing the relentless self-discipline that you need to actually achieve your goals and to impact the world around you. And I want you to be able to stick around until the end, where I'm going to offer one final rule that's actually helped me grow multiple lucrative businesses, cultivate a healthy marriage that other people are jealous of, and raise godly children, and also lead a successful career as a Marine Corps officer. Now let's jump into it. Rule 1, stick to the damn routine. Now, if you want to become a more disciplined man, then creating and sticking to routines will be a total game changer for you, I promise. Because routines help us train the part of our brain that's responsible for all the automatic and subconscious thinking that you do without even realizing it. Imagine that all of the good habits that you actually want to develop were as automatic as your daily commute. That's why it's super important to actually start building solid routines that you can stick to, that it's one of those skills that I've actually observed from men who continually accomplish the things that they set out to do. And it's an easy rule that you can actually start implementing even right now. So here are just a few things that you can keep in mind as you start creating these routines to boost your self-discipline. Be consistent. Stick to your routines as much as possible. The more consistent you are, the more likely it is that your routines will actually become habits. But you also need to be realistic. Make your routines achievable and realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure by trying to cram so many tasks into one day or setting unrealistic deadlines for yourself. That's how you ended up falling off last time. Be flexible. Life is unpredictable. So be prepared to adjust your routines and accommodate as life throws the wrenches at you. Rule 2, organize your sock drawer. If you're trying to boost your self-discipline, it's crucial that you actually keep your physical and your mental space completely free of clutter. And that means getting organized in every aspect of your life, from your room, your closet, all the way down to your sock drawer and your workspace. Even your schedule needs to be on point. And believe it or not, doing the little things right, like putting things back where they belong, can add up to big changes. Plus, being organized can actually help you reduce stress and keep you on track and prevent you from the distractions that come with disorder. Now, how else do you think that men who consistently pursue their visions and goals keep their minds so clear? And they're ready to just tackle the big tasks right in front of them. They care to organize the little things, and yes, even their sock drawers. And maybe it's a good place for you to start and for you to conquer and work out from there. And so here are a few things that I want you to remember and to consider so that you can maximize your organization and build your self-discipline. Number 1, use a planner. Digital or analog does not matter, but this small investment can actually significantly improve your organization almost immediately. And there's billionaires out there who actually invest in personal assistant just so that they can keep track of their planners. You need to think smarter and also automate your tasks. There's apps and softwares for almost anything, and automation tools like scheduling, email, bankings, those will save you the mental energy and the time and reduce the chances of you forgetting the small but important things that always get missed. Rule 3, guard your stash of time and spend it wisely. No matter how rich or poor a man is, everyone gets the same 24 hours to make things happen. Time does not care about what you do with it, doesn't care how you spend it, but you just can't save it and you can't get any more of it. And becoming a more self-disciplined man will actually require you to be extremely intentional about how you spend those 24 hours. Now, breaking that down even further, if you sleep for, let's say, 8 hours in a day, you have about 200 5-minute chunks in a 16-hour day. A self-disciplined man makes Each of those 5-minute chunks count. And the self-disciplined man that you want to emulate actually does everything that he can to avoid wasting his time or his energy on things that just don't align with his goals and visions. So here are a few things that you can actually do to become more intentional about your time. First of all, stop playing video games. No man has ever been on his deathbed and wished that he can play more video games, because honestly, your digital avatar is meaningless. Replace gaming with more activities that actually align with your long-term goals or your visions, and have hobbies that actually give you more relaxation. Also, set boundaries for your smartphone. Designate specific hours that are just going to be completely screen-free, and use blockers and screen monitoring tools to limit excessive use. Also, you need to rest on purpose. Like, make your time for rest just as intentional as your time for everything else. You need to be able to incorporate that into your routine so that you feel rejuvenated and you avoid all of the mindless and idleness on things that don't matter, and you do things that actually recharge you. Rule 4, give your brain only one thing to focus on. When you're trying to become a more self-disciplined man, the last thing that you want to do is to lose momentum and focus. Yet that's exactly what happens when you try to save time by multitasking. Yeah, the body can do multiple things at once, but enough studies have shown that our brains can't handle more than one thing effectively at a time. And this is something that history's greatest leaders actually understood. And of course, they didn't have the distractions that we have today, but many times that's exactly the problem. Men with intense focus and discipline actually live by this rule. They learn to invest their time and their attention to just one thing at a time, and their self-discipline shows. Now, if you want to improve your self-discipline and actually do this immediately, then you need to do these few things. Ditch distractions, completely just get rid of all of the things around you that distract you. Chuck your phone when you're trying to focus on a task, close out the extra tabs, cut down on the noise, and hone in. And also, you can just start timing yourself. Say that you are going to stick on this task until this timer completely runs out, and only focus on that one thing and nothing else. Rule 5, if you don't know where you're going, you won't know how to get there. If having a goal is all that it takes to become a millionaire, then more men would actually be rich, but that's not the case, is it? Most men set goals without clear visions and directions, but becoming a more self-disciplined man will actually require you to do goal setting completely different. That's how you'll actually get the results that you're looking for. Setting clear goals and knowing what it is that you want to achieve each day will help you actually stay focused and disciplined. And men who actually have founded successful companies or led successful teams have always relied on this rule as the key to those successes. There are tons of framework out there on how to do goal setting, but here's a few do's and don'ts. Do make sure that your goals are crystal clear. Don't just say that you want to be rich. Say that you actually want $10,000 in passive income each month in the next 7 years. Make it specific and measurable. Do break your big goals down into smaller goals that are actually able to be managed and tackled on a day, weekly, and monthly basis. Don't be afraid to set deadlines for your goals, because deadlines will actually create urgency and help you stay on focus. And don't set unrealistic goals. Look at your life and see what's actually realistic and achievable, and look at your current obligations and your limitations. If you have children, you're actually going to be in a completely different situation than single guys. Paying off your debt in 1 month is probably not realistic unless you win the lottery or something, right? So be smart and be realistic. Rule 6, make exercise a habit. There's no way around this, gents. Exercise must be a part of every man's routine. Now, aside from building physical toughness, regular exercise will actually improve your mental, emotional, and your spiritual fitness, and better prepare you to remain self-disciplined when the going gets tough. This is because physical straining will actually put you in uncomfortable situations and conditions you to push through, to tear away at the weakness, and to produce greater strength. The men with the most willpower and tenacity know this to be true. Regular and intense exercise has actually been shown to increase the area of the brain that's responsible for grittiness, tenacity, and willpower. Here are a few more benefits that exercise offers men who are looking to increase their self-discipline. First, it gives you reps at self-control. Regular exercise can help you improve your self-control and your self-discipline by giving you more reps at practicing your commitment and dedication to sticking to your fitness goals. Reps always matter. Secondly, it gives you enhanced focus and energy. Exercise can be just as dopaminergic as coffee, while also increasing your energy levels and your stamina. This will help improve your focus and your concentration on the things that matter most. Rule 7, if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. If you want to get more self-discipline, you have to get good at prioritizing your tasks. When you don't establish which tasks are actually most important, everything feels equally urgent and you just end up stuck in a sea of to-dos. And trust me, I've seen it happen to too many guys. They set out with a long list and good intentions and a large cup of coffee, but they just end up feeling frustrated and defeated by 10 different priorities. To get disciplined, you will need to take stock of your time and your resources and just figure out what really matters and be ready to say no to the low priority tasks that actually don't align with your goals. And men who actually master this skill feel no pressure to conform or to people please. They're clear about what actually matters and they're unapologetic, and they say no to the things that don't. Now, as promised, I want to share one final tip that has actually helped me start and manage multiple businesses, cultivate meaningful relationships with my family, and thrive as a Marine Corps officer. Now, that is the bonus rule number 8, never go at it alone. This is probably the most important step in becoming a more self-disciplined man. Chances are you've probably tried to work on your grit and on your resilience on your own before, but you haven't seen the results that you've wanted. And chances are you were probably doing it alone without the support of anybody else in your corner. Surrounding yourself with supportive people like coaches and mentors will actually help you stay on track. This is why successful leaders and entrepreneurs and athletes and artists bring coaches into their corners. Remember, there is a proven path to becoming a self-disciplined man, and oftentimes the best thing that you can do is to bring someone alongside you for the journey, because that's exactly what it is. It's a journey, and here are just a few ways that a coach can help you become more self-disciplined. First, they'll give you a kick in the pants, because having someone to answer to will give you that extra push to stick to a routine or to reach that goal, making it easier to actually build your self-discipline. They make you commit. When you're accountable to someone else, you're more likely to actually stay committed to your goals and your routines. And this is a crucial part of being self-disciplined. They help you keep it real, because being accountable to someone else also means that you have to be honest about your progress or your lack thereof. And honesty can help you identify the areas that you actually need to improve and where you need to make adjustments for the course. The journey to becoming a more disciplined, resilient, and successful man is paved with commitment to these foundational rules, because self-discipline doesn't just come through sheer willpower. It thrives in routines, organizations, focused priorities, and clear goals. And by valuing your time and committing to just singular focus and getting the right men in your corner, you pave the way for a life where achieving your goals just becomes second nature. And that's what you want. Gents, it's time to start taking action. It's time to actually start making the changes that you know you should have made long ago. Because if you're honest, you've spent way too much time struggling to make progress on your goals, and you just keep repeating the same mistakes time and time again. So if you're finally ready to get serious about becoming a more resilient, reliable, and self-disciplined man, and you're ready to just 10x your discipline this year, then head over to thebecomingmen.com/coaching for a free coaching session with me. Again, that's thebecomingmen.com/coaching. You can actually find that in the description below. And remember, self-discipline isn't an overnight achievement. It's a journey, but it's one that's within your grasp by implementing these rules. Gents, until next time, continue to march.